back to this other part about, at least in terms of businesses buying, at least businesses buying from one another. I think it gets back to this thing about a strong business network, where people, all the businesses end up feeling that they are part of the community, and they're all working together in the community. I think about my own operation as I do produce besides my day job, and feeling a part of the local, like Vergus business community. I am much more apt to patronize those businesses because I sort of feel part of that local business network, if you will. We're peers, we're equals. I feel that's part of the solution, at least amongst individual businesses and business owners. But they aren't any businesses.
Part of any studies where they talk about how you spend $1 locally, how that dollar extrapolates into more dollars in the community. Do you have any of those numbers that's when?
Yeah. I mean, it also makes sense. We do some of this economic impact analysis, and so I've had a number of questions about, at least on the retail side, because a lot of that's really industry specific. And really, the best study that was done well, is called the Andersonville study, and that was done in one little section of Chicago, central neighborhood of Chicago. And then it compared what's main point was to compare non-local businesses to independent businesses, and is there a difference in terms of the turnover of a dollar spent as independent versus a non-independent? And at least in the world of retail, simply because a lot of the inputs aren't made there, right? You're buying in goods and then selling them into the market. If memory serves me right, it's like $1 spent at an independent business would yield like $1.17 versus $1.06. It's something along those lines. But a lot of times, what I often hear is this whole multiplier 7 thing, which is really a fabrication. I mean, $1 may turn over 7 times. A physical dollar might circulate in a community 7 times, but it doesn't necessarily multiply 7 times. You know what I mean? Some of my economist friends, I remember Steve Taft saying that, geez, maybe Pittsburgh, in the heyday of the steel industry